Good morning, Calgary, and welcome to the 672 Morning News Show. I'm your host, Amal Asif, alongside my co-host, Allison Ward, and we're here to discuss the rising issues surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic.
With cases still being too high for comfort, many are left unable to work on-site and have to work from home. Although it is necessary for the health protection of others, working from home can present significant challenges, especially in terms of employee engagement.
Companies are forced to work harder than ever to develop new tactics and ideas to help with employee engagement. This raises the question, what is the most effective strategy an organization can implement to help keep employees engaged during this crisis? Last night's poll question was, do you think managers review the results of company surveys? 27% of voters said yes and 73% said no.
We have asked Quinn Fitzgerald, an expert from the company Team 2 Analytics, who has developed her career centered around increasing employee engagement through the use of surveys and forums to change our viewers' minds.
Allison and Amal, thank you so much for inviting me here virtually this morning.
Thank you for coming, Quinn.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had some dramatic changes to professional lives, especially when it comes from working from home. Can you tell us why employee engagement has been such a concern during these times?
Of course, there are so many reasons, but some important things to consider are distractions at home, a lack of social connection with coworkers, and establishing effective communication.
We have another guest joining us on the phone. We're happy to introduce Tracy Ritchie, the HR manager from Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, to chat with you about employee engagement and working from home.
Good morning. Thank you so much for taking my call this morning. I wanted to ask, what are some suggestions for how I can help my employees be more engaged as they're working from home?
Great question, Tracy. As you can imagine, I really believe in the use of surveys and discussion forums because when they're used appropriately, they can be a very effective tool to boost engagement. They provide a useful means of communication between managers and their employees, where employees can voice their concerns, and a manager like yourself can receive this feedback and implement any necessary changes. At the end of the day, it becomes a bit like a positive feedback loop.
There seem to be a lot of different types of surveys out there, and I'm just not really sure what I should be asking my employees.
Well, the question itself shouldn't matter too much, but there is evidence that Likert scale type responses are best. For example, you could make a statement and then you would have response options that range from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And this will help you not only understand if there is an issue, but also how significant that issue is.
Thank you so much, Quinn. Your insight was very helpful. I cannot wait to implement this back at Dunder Mifflin.
Anytime, Tracy. I think you'll find surveys to be very useful in establishing open and transparent communication.
Thank you both for your time this morning.
Now, over to Caitlin for our morning traffic report. Caitlin?
Good morning. Currently, I am flying over downtown. There seems to be no crashes, no collisions, no congestion at all. With everyone working from home, the roads are clear. Back to you, Allison and Amal.
Thanks, Caitlin. Now for our next guest, we have Catherine, an employee from Bell Canada. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you for having me.
So, Catherine, we've been talking about working from home and how surveys and forums can be a great tool for employee engagement. Bell has implemented these tools, and I'm sure people would like to know how you feel about it being on the receiving end of them.
In the beginning, the surveys were a bit of a surprise, but as we kept getting them, I've been really enjoying doing them. It lets my managers know how I feel, what issues I have, and it makes me feel heard. It's nice to set aside 5 minutes of my time just to reflect on what's happened in the past week, what went well and what went wrong, and how my manager and company can support me.
That's great to hear. Do you find that forums have helped with communicating with your coworkers?
Yes, it has. There's a line of open communication with forums. If someone has an issue, they can put it in the forum and others can give their solutions and opinions. It feels like there's always someone there that can help answer questions, and if I can give my opinions and solutions to others, it's great. It helps build that sense of community and belonging, and I have found it to be very beneficial, especially when working from home.
Building community and a sense of belonging really helps with employee engagement. Thank you for your time this morning, Catherine.
Thank you, Allison and Amal.
Thank you, Catherine. On that note, for what's trending today, we have a viral TikTok. Take a look.
Lunchtime.
That's good.
I'm sure many of you at home can relate to that. Tonight's poll question is, do you like dogs? Be sure to vote on our website.
A final thank you to our guests, Quinn, Tracy, and Catherine, for joining us today and providing valuable insight into the many challenges that companies and employees face while working from home, as well as highlighting surveys and discussion forums as a possibility to increase employee engagement.
Thank you
Thank you for watching this 672 News this morning. I'm Amal.
And I'm Allison. From all of us, have a great work day. And remember, the future of work is
Flexible.